Hello and welcome to this video where we'll go on to creating our bot and making the streamlit app for it. So we have a front end so that the user can interact with the bot. So in a previous video, we created a Jupyter Notebook file called bot test, and in that one we tested out the bot and tested out to get the memory working. So now we'll go on to Visual Studio Code and create the front end for it. So here is Visual Studio Code, and I've created this script called bot.py. So basically I will go into bot test and scroll up a little bit. Here we have the code. I'll copy this one and put it into bot.py. And basically here it's similar, it's same as before, right? And I don't need to change anything except here. I'll just remove this part. Or we can actually put it under if dunder name equals dunder main if you want to test it out like this. So if you put it like this, you can run this as a standalone script. And when I run this, let's see if it works. Yeah, it works. Why don't programmers like nature? Yes, it seems to ask this question all the time when you're running it. Yes, it doesn't matter. It's good. So you can have this to have a standalone script and try it out, because when you're importing it, then this thing here won't run because dunder name won't be equal to dunder main. However, I will actually not test it out anymore because I've already tested it in Jupyter Notebook. And this is actually a very common use case, that you start with a Jupyter Notebook and test out your code, and then whenever something works, you want to use it, you move on to a Python script. So this is to recommend. So I will just delete this one and then save this. Okay, so I'll create this run dashboard, and as you've seen from other lectures before, it's the same code, so I'll just copy that over. So this is a convenience script to run the actual dashboard. And one thing to note is that sometimes it doesn't work in some Windows machines. So if it doesn't work, you should activate your virtual environment and manually go into this folder and run streamlit run. So type in streamlit run and your dashboard file. So that is what you should do in case this doesn't work, right? So I will also create the dashboard now. Dashboard.py, and going into dashboard, we will import streamlit as st. We'll import pandas as, or do I need pandas? Maybe not. Yeah, I actually don't need pandas, I think. We'll see. We start with streamlit, and we will also have from bot import bot. So it's a sibling folder, so a sibling script. So I will import this one, import the bot from my bot.py, right? So in order to do this, let's start here with some basics. So we start with if dunder name equals dunder main. What will it do? It will say the layout, right? So same as before, and then we'll do def layout. So I'll create my layout, and what do I want? Well, so I will do st.title chatting with robot, and I will do st.write. And I will copy this in from the lecture note, because it's no need to waste time on looking at me typing out all the code or out all the text. So basically just a description of robot and how it works. Basically like this. I will just try out this run dashboard, run it. And now actually you won't see it, but I will change to the browser. And now you can see it here. It works, so I ran the run dashboard and this runs. Great, I will move back to Visual Studio Code. And in order for it to work, we will do it like this. I want to touch the dashboard.py here. So the initialize session storage session state. So basically we have st.session state. So we check if messages not in st.session state, then we will do st.session state dot messages equals an empty list. So remember, this session state is the variable, right? It's the global variable that will persist across several reruns, but contained in one user session. So then we do if bot not in st.session state, then st.session state.bot equals to bot. So then we create this bot. So if we don't have the bots already, then we say that the bot will be initialized as the session state bot will have our bot. So we initialize our bot. We instantiate our bot, right? So now we have the initialize session state. So then we need a way to display the messages, right? Display chat messages. And this is quite simple. So we want to display all the chat messages in our history. So note that we have a history in the session state, and we want to display all the messages. So for message in st.session state.messages. So note that this is the list, right, that will be appended. And it's empty in the beginning. So we go in here, and for each message in here, we will do like this with st.chat message. So we have a variable called chat message. And in this chat message, we will do it like this. We will take out the message and we will find out the role. Note that the role can be either user or the assistant, right? So we pick out the role, and basically we do st.markdown. We type it out, message of content. So we type out the user, the content of the role. So it could be user, and it could also be the assistant. So now we have a way we have an initial state. We can display the messages, and what's left is how to handle the user input. So def handle user input. And basically we check the prompt. So if prompt, so this is the walrus operator. It means that it will assign the value here to the prompt. And the prompt is basically st.chat input. So this is from streamlit. So I will just say, what is up? Question. What's up? So basically this will be, it's the same as writing prompt equals to st.chat input and then if prompt to see if there's anything. But this is using the walrus operator, and it's quite neat to write it like this. So with st.chat message, so we check the message and we check the user here. Chat message of user. We will do st.markdown. We will type in the prompt. So basically, so if there's a prompt, right? So someone has written something, it will get the input from the chat message. It's the user input will be saved in the prompt, and we will do like, we go into chat message of the user and we type out the prompt, right? So the prompt will show in the screen. So now we have done the prompt. So let's save this one. So st.session state.messages.append role user, and the content is prompt. Content is prompt. And then we take the bot response, is the st.session state.bot. This is the bot that we have created, right? And it's living in the session state. And we want it to use the chat, and we input the prompt. Right? So it's getting the prompt. And then we have we want to type out the response is the f string robot. What do you want to response? You say bot response, right? So this is just typing it, getting the message, the response, and we do with st.chat message, and we say this is the assistant. And we do st.markdown of the response. So then this will be typed out. And finally, we do st.session state.append. We want to append the role here. We want to append the assistant and what it has written. Response, like this. And that's all. Now we just need to, we say we have right here, we just need to display it. So display chat messages, we want to handle user inputs. And also when you run this, you want to initialize session state. Now it should work. So if I've saved this one, I forgot here to add messages here. So st.session state.append doesn't work, of course. It's not a list and it doesn't have an append, but the messages has. So .messages. So now I saved it again. Okay, I will do another thing before we test the bot out, and that is to write out the session state. So st.write st.session state, so to see what it remembers and what it doesn't remember. So moving on now, I will, I have this open already. So I will clear this. I will go into the browser and I will clear all of it. So it starts from 0. So here we see that this is the session state. We have 0 messages, right? So if I say, tell me a programming joke. Okay. So then we can see that this is the answer, right? Why do programmers prefer dark mode? Because light attracts bugs. Got any programming question I can help with? And you can see the content here. So it's the role. We see in the messages we append this question, this prompt from the role from the user, and it stores from the, and it gives the output, right, from the assistant. So okay, tell me a Python joke. And here we can see, okay, why do Python programmers prefer using bytes over strings? Because they byte less. Okay. Need help with some Python code or concepts? I will ask you, what did I ask first? You asked me to tell you a programming joke. Do you need help with a specific programming problem? Now you see here also. So this is the dictionary, but here you asked me to tell you a programming joke. Do you need help? Okay, great. So it persisted its memory during this session, right? Or we haven't tried during the session. So to do that, we do the rerun. So it's basically just R. You click R and it has rerun. You can see very quickly it goes up like running, right? Running. And you see that everything is still persisted, and that is because we use the for loop to print it out, right? And if we see the session, we still have our session state here. So, okay, yeah, we have all the questions. However, when we do a refresh, which is Command R or Control R or F5, depending on which browser and which operative systems, but basically clicking this button. And then it refreshes and everything is gone. So remember that it's persisted during a session across several reruns, but when you refresh the page, the memory doesn't persist. So if I just ask you, what did I ask first? Did you ask me to help with a programming test, or were you curious about my memory skills? Your memory skills. Trying to test my sockets, are we? Well, my memory might be a bit like a goldfish, but my humor is top-notch. Now, do you have a programming question or something else in mind? Yeah, it doesn't remember from the last refresh, but it remembers from this run here, and we can do reruns and it will remember as well. So moving back to Visual Studio Code, I will remove this. And basically I'm done with the chatbot. Great! So now you can give it different global actions and you can test out different things. And yes, thank you for watching this video and see you in the next one. Bye!